Hello everyone, welcome back to ArxangelRC. Today I have an update on the Phoenix 2400 because it has undergone a few changes which have made it a worthy FPV machine no less interesting than the Ranger 2400 for instance, although mounting a gimbal on this one will always be something of a problem. So basically I added a TeleFlyPro OSD for my antenna tracker system so I can stop worrying about the video signal, and I also replaced the RunCam Swift Micro 3 on the tail with the split Mini 2 so I can have that awesome view but in full HD resolution. Now, while looking at the FPV feed on the ground, I actually see less than with the Swift Micro 3 camera, about 140 degrees field of view, but at least the HD recording takes advantage of the full 170 degrees of the lens, so not that big of a deal. Naturally, there were some clouds just when I decided to fly, so naturally I decided to go after them, and so the flight progressed at a rather calm 2 to 3 meters a second climb, but just as I got to around 1800 meters above ground, I might have entered into a rotor because the plane suddenly jumped to between 8 and 10 meters a second climb, and I had a very hard time slowing that down. A rotor occurs near mountains, and usually wind is going up near the mountain and going down further away from it, which would explain my earlier attempt to get that high with the Dart XL, which was not very successful because that same wind suddenly started pushing me down at around 300 meters per minute. Anyway, at some point around 2.2 kilometers high, plane went into failsafe and the autopilot turned back around, so I decided not to fight it. But once it got close, I took back control of the plane and really was in a hurry to get back down, which included descent speeds of up to 11 to 12 meters a second, and at times the air was so rough that the wings were almost flapping. Honestly, I did expect that a wing would tear off, or the tail perhaps, but none of that happened, which really reaffirmed my confidence in the Phoenix 2400. Funny thing was, down near the ground and up to around 500 meters altitude, the conditions were pretty good, and then above that it just became crazy. So much shaking, so much turbulence, and yet the Phoenix handled it like a champ, and I have to say that HD footage from the tail, especially while I was high above the mountain peak, really was worth it. I guess I will have to wait for a calmer day at altitude so I can do some cloud chasing with this one, but I'm really happy how it is turning out, especially with the antenna tracker. That system gives me such peace of mind because I know my video link will be the optimal it can be in every situation, and I really do not think about where I will be going because the tracker will always be pointing at the plane. Funny thing is, this flight was supposed to be an endurance run, but as soon as I saw those clouds, I just had to try and get to them. Now that I was back at calm altitudes, I continued the endurance just to see how long it will fly, even with that climb to over 2 kilometers. At first, I flew it myself, but then I got bored and turned the radio off, so return to home would engage and circle it above my head for the remainder of the battery. Total flight time ended up being 66 minutes, and I do think this could go up to 90 minutes with this battery, and perhaps even 120 minutes when I add the battery from the Nano Talent to make the Pack 4S 3P 9000 mAh. Add to that an awesome view from the tail and an amazingly stable plane, and the Phoenix 2400 just might turn into a pretty darn good FPV platform. I have some cloud chasing videos from a tail mounted camera with the Eve 2000, and I know doing some cloud chasing with this one is going to be absolutely amazing. Only thing left is for RunCam to make a 4K capable camera with the size of the split Mini 2 so I can easily mount it on the tail, and then we will truly have some outstanding quality video as well. Full HD is good, but 4K is better. I would also urge them to control the quality of the assembly process a bit better. See that blur in the right side of the image? Well, this is the first time I'm seeing something like this, but I have been told that it is because of wrongly installed image sensor on the PCB, so yeah. RunCam, you will be hearing from me shortly. As for the Phoenix, the time is nearing and I will also be able to fully test its soaring capabilities as well, which potentially can make those endurance runs last half a day, so I guess we will see in due time. I will probably replace that L9R receiver with one of the R series ones, just so I wouldn't worry about range too much even with the antenna stuck inside the fuselage, and might also replace the video transmitter with something a bit more powerful and with a better antenna mounted in a better spot for an even longer FPV range, so I can really give those clouds a good chase around the skies. But until then, all items shown and used in this video are linked in the description below, and using any of those links to buy literally anything from those websites would help support this channel, and you would have my eternal gratitude, as that is how I make my living. Another way you can support me is Patreon. The link is also there, and I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to all the people who have supported me so far in any way and would continue to do so. If you have enjoyed this video and found it useful, please feel free to like, share and subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to also hit that bell button so you can be notified when I upload a new video. Also consider following me on Facebook for more regular updates. I wish you happy and successful flying, and until next time.